infantryman in training, an Akita dog was his teacher. It never really mattered what the dogs looked like. Their essence or spirit was the quality most sought after and valued. A good dog was quiet and fearless, could approach a cornered bear and prompt it to chase, and was virtually weatherproof. In recent times there has been a rather heated debate about what an Akita should look like, but from centuries ago, and still today, they share certain traits: a tightly curled tail, erect or prick ears, long and heavy legs. They resemble in many ways the dogs from the north all over the globe, dogs from cold climates and snowy Arctic regions, working dogs that have been used for centuries to pull sleds or hunt big game. They have hearty appetites, eating as much as 8 or 9 pounds of food a day, great stamina, sharp hunting instincts, and a thick double coat of fur that's heavy enough to allow them to burrow deep in the snow and sleep there. During a blizzard, flakes of wet snow stick to their coat and cover it completely, insulation that keeps them even warmer. From a certain perspective, they can seem out of sync with modern times. The Akita is a noble dog, graceful and quiet, as well as an ancient dog. Recent genetic studies have shown it to be one of a handful of the most primitive breeds, linked closely to the wolf, but some of its traits can make it a little rough for polite company. Vestigial instincts lead it to confrontation and overprotection. Until just 90 years ago, the small towns and villages in the snow country competed against each other in the dog ring, which explains why Akitas today can display aggressiveness toward other dogs and small animals, usually less dominant ones. In its milder expression, an Akita's overprotectiveness can resemble devotion or emotional attachment. It can look like love. Unlike some of the other ancient breeds, an Akita forms an unusually strong bond with its owner. They are famously loyal to the human families or the packs to which they belong. Loyalty is a trait of dogs in general, along with begging, lingering, wheedling, and persistence, but from a Western perspective, the Akita's sense of loyalty can be extreme and result in unwanted situations. Akita dogs are fiercely protective of family members, to the point of attacking benign intruders, the postman, the plumber, the unsuspecting Jehovah's Witness. They have been known to travel hundreds of miles and endure hardships in order to reunite with their owners, which can make it difficult to give an Akita away. There's also a tendency for strange, almost miraculous determination. The sled dogs that inspired the story of the Disney movie 8 Below, the dogs that were left behind on a research base in Antarctica and survived alone while they waited for their master's return, were not huskies, but Japanese Karafuto dogs, close cousins to the Akita. As the account goes, the 2 surviving dogs, named Taro and Jiro, ran to their scientist owner with wild enthusiasm and slobbering affection, despite the fact that they'd been abandoned by him for an entire year in Arctic conditions. The most beloved dog in Japanese history, Hachiko, is an example of this same kind of forbearance and need to cling to pack rituals and remain loyal to the leader. After his owner, a well-known Tokyo University professor, suffered a stroke at work in 1924 and subsequently died, the Akita appeared at the Shibuya train station every afternoon for 9 years and watched the commuters disembark from the 4 o'clock train, looking for the professor to appear. As the years passed, newspaper accounts were written about Hachiko. Postcards of the aging dog and other souvenirs were sold at the train station, and a bronze sculpture was erected while the real dog was still alive to stand nearby. Tourists began gathering there. It is still a famous gathering spot in Tokyo. A Hachiko fan club was established, and soon afterward the Ministry of Education had a song written, Chuken Hachiko, or Loyal Hachiko, which was taught to school children nationwide as a lesson in the importance of loyalty, a bit of propaganda to benefit the emperor. As far as anybody knows, the first Akita appeared on the shores of the United States about a decade later. Helen Keller had 4 collies at home already, but when she traveled to Japan in 1937 on a 10-week